and welcome here to TalkFCB, and welcome back to the channel here today, guys, for plenty more Barca news coming your way. And I do feel as though today's video might be a little bit more lighthearted than usual, maybe. Let me know what you think about that, because we're going to be talking all about the Euros, the action that has unfolded in the past few days, Ferran Torres, Nico Williams, an update on him, along with a surprise transfer target for Barca, Jaden Philogene. It is all on the way. So let's do it! But first of all, guys, today's video is coming to you courtesy of Manscaped, who are here to light up your summer. It is only just getting started, the party is underway, and I want to bring to you guys the Lawnmower 5.0 Ultra, because this right here, it's not for cutting the grass this summer, because especially if you've got hay fever like me, that's the last thing you want to be doing. But no, this is your all-in-one full body trimmer with interchangeable blade heads there. You've got the foil head for a super smooth, lovely shave there, along with a trimmer blade as well, and it all comes complete with Manscaped skin-safe technology, which is fantastic there, reducing nicks and cuts from shaving, because it's never a good look to come out of the bathroom in tears. That is not something you want to be doing. So go ahead, guys, and get the lawnmower right now, the 5.0 Ultra, and you can get 20% off your order with the code TalkFCB. Just tap that in at checkout, and you will secure a nice saving, and you really will be helping the channel as well in the process. But if we do indeed go over some of the European action from the past few days, and let's kick off first of all with Spain on Monday, who despite a much changed lineup stayed absolutely perfect at the Euros. 3 wins for Spain out of 3, 5 goals and none at all conceded, and Spain for me have definitely been one of, if not the most impressive team at the tournament so far. They have been immaculate, and the man who put the icing on the cake against Albania, well, that was Ferran Torres. A very nice goal as well that he scored. Good finish there, going in off the post, and Ferran's scoring record with Spain, it is unbelievable. In front of goal there, he is incredibly clinical, and it got me thinking here, should Hansi Flick suggest Ferran wears his Spain shirt underneath his Barca one next season? We need that kind of player, that kind of composure, but in a Barca shirt. And in the final 20 minutes of the game, Lamine Yamal came on to replace Ferran Torres, adding to his tournament highlight reel. Some absolutely sublime touches from Lamine Yamal, although in the process, guys, Spain are at risk here from breaking German law, which states that those under the age of 18 are not permitted to work past 8 p.m. And the exception there is only for elite athletes, who can only then work until 11 p.m, which apparently even includes post-match duties there, media, massages, all that kind of thing after the game. So Yamal right there, on the borderline. Although I have to say, guys, with the way that Yamal is playing for Spain, I think the Spanish FA would gladly pay the reported 30k fine for every remaining game if they had to. But if we move now to yesterday in Group D, because former Barca forward Memphis Depay's strike was not enough to prevent defeat for the Netherlands against Austria. That saw them slip to a 3rd place finish in Group D, and that is something that no doubt Ronald Koeman, he will blame that on Barca. I have no doubt right now he is in a press conference somewhere blaming it all on us, because hey, who else's fault could it possibly be? But elsewhere in that group, Jules Koundé started and played the full 90 minutes for France at right back. He has done that on all 3 occasions so far at the tournament for them. But France, for me, they continue to underwhelm. They again failed to win last night, and it was courtesy of Robert Lewandowski's penalty for Poland, even despite that nerve-jangling, nail-biting, gut-wrenching run-up from Lewandowski. Why does he do that? Honestly, that run-up, guys, I don't care how many times Lewandowski scores penalties, I will never feel easy about that. I will never be able to rest comfortably with that run-up. It is ridiculous. And unfortunately for Poland, they were indeed eliminated from the tournament in what actually seems to be, by the way, guys, a more exclusive group than the teams that make it through at the Euros. Because the majority of the teams that even finished 3rd in their group this year, they're through to the knockout stages, so it's almost more exclusive if you get knocked out. Before later on, though, in that night, the real highlight of the evening came. Andreas Christensen played the full 90 minutes there in Denmark versus Serbia on what was an unbelievable night of entertainment. Not a single goal was seen in Group C, in what is now officially the lowest scoring group of all time at the Euros. And I've got to say, Gareth Southgate's England, they're a big part of that there. What is Southgate doing with that group of players? But hey, Andreas Christensen and Denmark can celebrate their place at yet another knockout stage of a major tournament. I should also say though, as well guys, there has been action in Copa America. Rafinha played 70 minutes for Brazil last night, who got their Copa America campaign off to a really stuttering start there, a goalless draw against Costa Rica. And for me, Brazil, they're just not clicking right now. These days, you think of Brazilian teams of old, you think about the talent, and not only the talent, but the exciting attacking quality about these Brazilian teams. Right now, we are just not seeing that at all, and lots of people are unhappy with how Brazil are playing right now. But big news on the international front today, guys, about the Olympics. The Spanish squad has indeed been unveiled, and Fermin Lopez, who made his Euros debut on Monday, he is also being called up to the Olympic Games of Spain, meaning he will play back-to-back international tournaments this summer. I do wonder what Barça are making of that, but Eric Garcia has also been included, and also Pau Kubasi, who of course was not called up to the Euros. It's good there that he will only play one tournament after his breakthrough season, and Lamine Yamal has not been included. I think that's so important there. We've seen how good Yamal has been at the Euros. I'm sure that Spain felt tempted to use him as well in the Olympics, but that would have been ridiculous here. Let's make sure that we are not overburdening him. We cannot run this boy into the ground. He is fantastic, but in order to keep that going there, in order to be able to use him, Barca and Spain, they must look after this young man. But I did think it was interesting there, speaking about Ferran Torres. Apparently he actually informed there the Spanish Federation he won't go to the Olympics. He was in the thinking there for the team. They were maybe thinking they'd be able to count on Ferran. He hasn't played a great deal of football, of course, this season at Barca. He could have maybe played 2 back-to-back tournaments, but he has said, I don't really want to play. I don't really want to be involved here. And his priority now, apparently, is getting back to Barcelona after the Euros, after he's had a holiday, of course, and preparing there for pre-season. So Ferran not going to the Olympics, and that is a decision that he made himself. But what about Nico Williams? Let's move on now to talk about some of the transfer news that is swirling around right now, because obviously there's been lots of talk about Nico's release clause at Athletic Club. We know that it's 58 million euros. We know there that'll be a big ask for Barca. We spoke before about the difficulties of paying that all at once, all up front. Now, Fabrizio Romano actually said over the past 24 hours there, he just said that Nico's release clause must be paid all up front. That 58 million clause must be paid up front, all in one go, with no instalments. But I do think that is Fabrizio just kind of confirming how a release clause works. I don't think he's specifying there that Athletic definitely won't agree to a new deal, that they won't agree to instalments this summer. I think that's Fabrizio saying there, look, the release clause is 58 million, and if you meet that release clause, it must be paid in full. Because there are rumours right now that Barca could actually offer Athletic Club more money for Nico Williams. We've heard there rumours about 55 million plus 10 in add-ons, which could reach 65 million. Now, many people are saying, well, why on earth would you pay 65 when you could sign him with 58? What is the sense in that? Is that Barcelona doing what they do in the transfer market? But what that actually is here is Barca basically being willing to pay more over a longer period of time. Barca would actually prefer here to pay a higher fee, but spread it across several years there, accept the deal in instalments, rather than have to pay a lower amount, but all of it coming up front. And there have even been a few rumours right here, guys, that Barca could attempt to include Inigo Martinez in the deal for Nico Williams. Because remember, Inigo only left Athletic Club last summer to join Barca there on a free transfer, and there have been plenty of rumours that maybe this summer he could indeed leave the club. So could Athletic be tempted there by the return of Inigo Martinez, who didn't actually leave the club in all that good a feeling? But I do think it's going to be tough. I remain on that here, that dealing with Athletic Club, negotiating with them, it's very difficult because they don't have to sell. There is absolutely no pressure on their side to sell their key players. They don't want to do that. They've got release clauses there for a reason, and a lot of the time they simply say, you either pay the clause or you leave us alone. So Barca here have a task on their hands, but is there a plan B? Because now we talk about Jaden Philogene. Now, you may or may not be familiar with that name. He is a 22-year-old winger playing for Hull City in the second tier of English football. And that is interesting, right off the bat there, to be linked with a championship player here. Barça interested in a Hull City winger. That's not something I hear every day. That is not something that I ever expected to say, to be honest, here on the channel. But look, let's run with it. Barça apparently have been speaking with Jaden Philogene's agent over the past 2 weeks. They've been scouting him for a while. They've been impressed by his quality, his potential, his talent, and they are interested in doing a deal if they cannot sign Nico Williams. He is a winger, he is a left winger, he can play on the left-hand side, and Barça are looking at him intently with the hope of securing a loan deal. Now, that's the interesting part right here. What we are hearing is that Barça would like a loan deal with an option to buy. Now, on the face of it, that is a zero-risk deal there. A loan with an option to buy. It's the kind of deal that could only have upside for Barça. But it's for that reason that I see absolutely no way Hull accept that. Because why would they there? Why would they lose a key player with nothing guaranteed in return? We've heard rumours there that Philogene is valued at around 30 million euros. There's Premier League clubs as well interested in him. So I don't really know about all the loan deal stuff right now. But what I would say is, it's a really interesting, really weird rumour. Because Jaden Philogene, in the season before last, guys, was on loan at Cardiff City. Now, that there is my local team. And again, I never expected to be saying that somebody who has played for Cardiff could now be playing for Barça. I don't know what to make of this, but hey, Jude Bellingham was playing in the Championship for Birmingham not all that long ago. Everybody's got to start somewhere, and it is an incredibly tough league to play in. Let me just say that there. The Championship is such a high-quality second division. It's so competitive there, and especially if you are a tricky winger there, somebody who likes to be creative, it's not easy at all. 12 goals and 6 assists last season is not a bad return at all, and the best, of course, the best moment for him, that Puskas contending goal. He scored with a Rabona finish, and that sums up Philogene's whole game. You know, he does play with a real freedom. He's an exciting player to watch. He definitely does have talent, but let me just say, guys, can he make the step up? Because I know a lot of people have watched clips of him, they've watched highlights of him, they've watched his best moments, and he does look very, very good. There's no denying that. He looks like a serious player. But from Hull to Barça, I just can't get my head around that. I just can't here. I just don't really believe that kind of step up, that kind of jump can really be justified there. It's an enormous step. I wouldn't even say, oh, it's a different world at Barça. It's a different universe there. You are stepping into the unknown. And I am sure, by the way, that Jaden Philogene, he will go to a bigger club, and probably very soon. And everybody will enjoy watching this young man. He is a very, very talented player, but I don't expect him to sign for Barça. I do not expect us to follow up with this. But like I say, if we don't get Nico, it'll be interesting to see what Barca's next move will be. So indeed, guys, first of all, if you have seen anything of Jaden Philogene, please let me know in the comments down below. What do you make of him as a player? Do you understand why Barca are looking at him? And is there any way at all that you could see him actually making that step up? Should we actually make a move for him? Or are there other players out there? Are there other targets that we should be pursuing? Let me know all of that in the comments down below, guys. I really hope that you have enjoyed this video here today. It is always great to be with you guys here on the channel, and a big thank you indeed to Manscaped for their fantastic support. Along with all of you guys, I will catch you all soon. But until next time, as always, Visca, El Barça.